Hello, YouTube land, and welcome to the Get In and Get Out Nintendo podcast, Episode 35. I am your host, Dantes, and joining me from somewhere around the world in a hotel. Where's this hotel? We don't know, because this is kind of like, where's Caleones? Instead of where's Waldo. Caleones! How you doing, Caleones?
Hey, how you doing, Dantes? How you doing, everybody? And yes, I'm not really at the comfort of my house. I'm actually over a hotel right now. Well, the other, we just had, or the kids had, winter break. So I know not everybody around the U.S. has winter break, but they were off this week, and I just wanted to make sure that whenever they go back to school on Monday, they don't say that they actually did not do anything. So that's why we, took them out somewhere so they can say for a fact that we took them out of the house. So that's why we are here right now.
Well, still, have fun with the family, but Caleones is so dedicated for this channel that he said, no. I will be here today to bring the latest Nintendo Switch news for your entertainment. But since I'm already in that rigmarole mode, let's kick it off, right, Caleones? I want to welcome everybody to the Get In and Get Out Nintendo podcast, episode 35, right here at the Force In Unison gaming channel. Please remember to subscribe, like, and comment so you can make these two crazy MFs happy. Also remember, if you don't want to see ugly faces, it's all good. We got a solution for you. Go to SoundCloud and iTunes and download this podcast for free. Rate us over there so you can show up some love. Also, we do have a Facebook page called Force In Unison Gaming. And finally, and Dantes says finally, go to chiguerosnews.com and switchcard.net and give some clicks and love to my boy Caleones. With all that said, are you ready? Caleones, from somewhere around the world, are you ready? For the no one in attendance and the 6 people watching around the world, let's get ready for Reggie's Hot Topics of the Week.
My body is ready.
Well,
My body's ready. And Caleones, what is the first hot topic?
Well, the first one is from, a well-known source, Emily Rogers. She's one of those people that has, talked about, different leaks and things like that previously. And she is saying that Smash Brothers will be announced and released for the Nintendo Switch this year. They didn't say exactly for when, but there's actually a lot of speculations that since the Switch Online is coming out in September, that Nintendo needs to have a title ready for September so they can sell the Nintendo Switch Online and justify having it. And what better title to have than Smash Brothers? So I guess the question becomes then this: if Nintendo will have a Smash Brothers game ready for this year, is it going to be a port of Smash Brothers on the Wii U, or is it going to be a brand new Smash Brothers game?
Okay, so I am a 99.9%. I'm not saying 100% because I don't want to be wrong, and you'd call me all wrong on Twitter or something like that. But I'm 99.9% certain that this is going to be a port of Super Smash Bros. I don't think they'll be ready to bring a whole new Smash Bros. This year. I'm honestly kind of thinking, Caleones, that we may not see a new Smash on this console generation for the Switch. I don't know why. I have that bad feeling that I don't think, with Sakurai stepping down and who's going to take the reins and going forward, I don't know if it's a little bit in disarray. Sakurai has done, he's been the life and blood of that series for so many years. So it could take a while until Nintendo picks someone to be the new Sakurai, right? So we have to wait and see. So with that said, I do believe that this is a port. Now, the beauty about this port, and of course for me, I only bought the original Smash on the Wii U. I did not buy the DLC. I am one of those people who did not buy the DLC. So I'll bet you that this port will have all the DLC. That means it'll include Cloud, it'll include Bayonetta, and all those characters that we all love and cherish, right? And I'm showing right now a little bit of Smash gameplay in the background. Of course, the first character I'm showing is Shulk. Of course, it has to be Shulk. Come on, man. But anyway, so you know, that's the beauty, having all those extra stages, Caleones, all those DLC content that I did not get. This is a port that I would probably will get for sure, Caleones. And again, I wouldn't mind, you know, stepping into it again and playing with Cloud, playing with Bayonetta, and of course playing with my main Shulk again. I think it would be awesome to do, and it's something that maybe, you know, you and I could do, and have some fun with the crew. If Smash comes out, maybe we can do streaming Wednesdays. A couple of them be dedicated to Smash. I think that would be fun, just having a little bit of competition between the Force In Unison crew and, of course, you, the peeps, joining us in the battle, of course. Probably Dick would be kicking our asses, but it's all good. We're here to have fun. But what do you think, Caleones? Do you think it's a port, or you think it's a new game?
Well, I mean, first off, and before we start, I guess, you know, talking about this, if you see a lot of motion on here, yeah, you can go ahead and somebody wants to say hi really quick on here. So come on.
Hello.
Yo.
Inkling G.
And yeah, so we have the whole family here. She's about to, you know, step out and you know, with the mom and go around and try to see what other things they have in the hotel. But
if I was you, if I was actually you, then I would be catching Pokemon. But since I'm not.
But as you can see, she is connected to the live stream.
No, we can't see anything. Nothing shows.
And she is talking to, you know, a lot of people on here already.
We can't see you guys' faces.
No, I know. I mean, you can't see it, but yeah, because we paused it. But but they can see the whole chat and that you're talking to people right now, so you can communicate.
Yes, I'm talking to people. I can communicate.
But yes, Inkling G, she's gonna be in the comment section. But yeah, as far as the Smash Brothers game, I guess the thing that we can look back to is going to be Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So Nintendo released Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It does have all the DLC that, you know, the Wii U version had. It has the more stages for the battle mode. It has the 2 items that you can use instead of 1. So it does have, and it does have the you know, 1080p, 60 frames per second. The game looks smoother, looks better. But even though they added those things to the game, it wasn't that they had to create a whole new, brand new game. It was just, you know, reworking what they already had and added those things. And the game has sold greatly. I believe it probably is the 3rd best-selling game on the Nintendo Switch right now, behind
on the Switch.
On the Switch, yes. I believe it's behind Zelda. And it actually might be the 2nd best-selling game on the Switch behind Zelda, but the game has sold, and Super Mario Odyssey, I forgot about that. But the game has sold so much, and it's just not a remake, or I mean a remaster of it. It's just a higher res version of it. That I believe Nintendo will do the same thing for the Smash, you know, for Smash on Switch. They're going to take the Wii U version. They're going to take the 3DS version. They're going to combine the different modes that they had, because there's some content on 3DS that the Wii U didn't have, and vice versa. So they're going to go ahead and combine that and release it on the Switch. Make sure that it is 1080p. Make sure that it runs at 60 frames per second, as it always has. But with, you know, like you said, Sakurai, he's kind of like stepped back. It doesn't really sound like he's working with Smash anymore, and he is working on something, you know, completely new for him, which, I mean, he absolutely deserves to work on his own game. So hopefully he is, and I don't see them how it is that they can actually improve on this, you know, Smash Brothers Wii U game to the point that they can, you know, do Smash Brothers 5. I really don't see it right now. Then again, yeah, it's Nintendo. They can come up with many things, that, you know, with ideas that, you know, to surpass what they've already released before. But what makes the most sense, and with a little over a year after, you know, the release of the Switch, is for it to be like a Smash Brothers Deluxe type game. What I think is going to be hard is, what are they going to call it? Because they called it Smash Brothers Wii U, Smash Brothers 3DS. Are they just gonna call it Smash Brothers Switch Deluxe, or
Deluxe?
Like
Smash Bros. Deluxe. Yeah, that's fine. It worked for Mario Kart. It should work for Smash Bros. I think it's gonna be Deluxe. Yeah, yeah. But to your point, I agree that the both 3DS and Wii U version are gonna unite the modes. I think that's gonna be good. I think they could also take advantage and bring just a couple more characters, right? I think this is the chance to bring the Splatoon kids to the equation. They're a big hit right now. And I think you could add just a couple more and just entice Smash people who bought the game on the Wii U. Oh, I want to play it again because I enjoy Splatoon, or I enjoy new characters, and I like those hardcore people who play every single character. I am not a hardcore Smash player. I just pick my favorites and play it. So I wouldn't care. But I think playing as Cloud and Bayonetta, which I haven't done, I think that's appealing to me. So yeah, it's a deluxe, Caleones. There's no way in hell that, that this game is ready. Like you were saying, I mean, Sakurai, it's not doing it right now. So we'll see what happens. But a deluxe, like you said, should come out in September. Should be the selling point for the Nintendo Online. Smash community is a big community. You just need to give them incentives. And like you were mentioning Mario Kart, like they did with Mario Kart, they did battle mode and added a little bit of modes, extra modes, 2 items and stuff like that to make people like myself buy it again. I think that they would do that with Smash by bringing a couple of new characters and a couple of new modes and stuff like that. So we'll see.
Yeah, and aside from a couple new characters, I would like for them to have like a story mode on the game. If they can, I mean, even if it's just one story and you alternate it with whichever character it is that you're playing with. But I mean, that was what the game had missing on the Wii U and the 3DS, the story mode. So I believe that's what they could add to it. I mean, it would be even better if they can cater it to whichever character it is that you're playing. But the roster is so big and there's so many different characters that it's going to be hard to implement a story mode for like each and every one. But that's what I hope they would do. And something else, I don't think they have to wait until E3 to announce the game. They could probably announce it before, and then every couple of weeks do like usually how they do it with a new fighter has entered or whatever. In every couple of weeks announce a new character that's going to be new to the game. So you have the rosters already from the Wii U 3DS, and the new ones are going to come in. Announce those every week or two up until the release of the game. So you can keep creating hype for it, and hopefully we get Snake back. We got to have Snake. So I know Kojima is not there anymore, but we need Snake somehow in the game.
We should need Snake. Anyway, there you have it. Caleones and myself believe is the deluxe version. I think it will be good enough to buy it again. It'll have enough modes. It'll have enough characters. But again, I'm hopeful that it's just not a straight port with the DLC. I'm hopeful they're add some other stuff too. But anyway, Caleones, let's go to the next hot topic where Zelda is just racking up the awards, baby. But go ahead, Caleones.
It's not just Zelda. It's a lot of the Nintendo franchises. So I mean, this past week we had the DICE Awards, and again, even though it's in the middle of February, but it's for the games that came out in 2017. Before you ask, it seems like Xenoblade Chronicles 2 did not qualify because of the release late in the year. So
that's not gonna win anything. Don't worry, it's all good.
But I mean, at least we nominated. So, but don't freak out because it wasn't included on there. But to give you a rundown of the different nominees and the winners. So we had outstanding achievement in game direction. We had the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild winning that one. Outstanding achievement in game design. We had Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild winning it. Immersive reality technical achievement, Lone Echo Arena. Immersive reality game of the year, Lone Echo Arena. Mobile Game of the Year, Fire Emblem Heroes. Handheld Game of the Year, Metroid Samus Returns. DICE Sprite Award, Snipper Clips. Outstanding Achievement in Online Gameplay, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. Strategy Simulation Game of the Year, Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. Sports Game of the Year, FIFA 18. Role-Playing Game of the Year, Nier Automata. Racing Game of the Year, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Fighting Game of the Year, Injustice 2. Family Game of the Year, and this is the second award for Snipper Clips. Adventure Game of the Year, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Action Game of the Year, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, Outstanding Technical Achievement, Horizon Zero Dawn, Outstanding Achievement in Story, Horizon Zero Dawn, Outstanding Achievement in Sound Design, Super Mario Odyssey, Outstanding Achievement in Original Music Composition, Cuphead, Outstanding Achievement in Character, Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice, Outstanding Achievement in Art Direction, Cuphead, Outstanding Achievement in Animation, Cuphead, and Game of the Year went to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. So, I mean, you can see pretty much the same usual suspects when it comes to most of the Game of the Year awards. Legend of Zelda once again winning the award and very deservedly for the game. And I mean, we're even seeing games like Snipperclips winning, Fire Emblem Heroes winning as well. So overall, and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe winning best racing game as well. So a lot of wins for Nintendo basically, which they ran with the awards on here. So I know this is one of many, but the DICE Awards are pretty big ones and pretty important ones.
One of the big ones. Yep.
Yep. So what does this tells you, Dantes?
No, I mean, at least this time there was a little bit better. But I like the DICE Award better than the Game Awards. What I mean, I think everybody got a little bit in the sun. All the good games, Cuphead, Horizon Zero Dawn, Nier Automata, all the games that were last year's best games got some shine. Hellblade. Yeah. So of course, Zelda ran with the awards, which is fine. It was in many people's view, and I think the critics agreed, the best game of last year, pure and simple. We can't take away from the achievement that Zelda Breath of the Wild, did for Nintendo, did for the franchise. Yeah, go ahead.
And I believe that The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is the first Japanese game to win Game of the Year at the DICE Awards as well.
Oh wow, that's good to know. Sorry, drinking a little bit of water. Anyway, but yeah, I agree. So it's a big achievement, Zelda. I think this is the biggest achievement in Zelda since Ocarina of Time. I still believe Ocarina of Time is a bigger achievement than Breath of the Wild because of the breakthrough that game did originally. But I don't want to take away from what Zelda is and what this Breath of the Wild has done for Nintendo. It's one of the best-selling Zelda games of all time, even. I mean, we got an article that we're going to talk in Newsburst when Zelda Breath of the Wild broke 1 million units sold in Japan. And Zelda is not a big seller in Japan, to clarify. Zelda has always sold better in the West. But all that said and done, congratulations, Nintendo. You are doing an awesome job. Switch last year was, I think, one of the best years in console launch history. I was happy. Like, I am still concerned about this year. It's already going to be March, and I haven't seen anything about this year. And I'm starting to get worried, Caleones, but I'm gonna have a little bit patience. So
but I'm gonna tell you the same thing that I told everybody. I'll tell you. I keep telling other people that say the same thing. Okay, don't think of Nintendo not knowing what they're gonna be doing in 2018, and because they haven't really released any big releases except for Bayonetta 1 and 2. Think of it as the first year of the Switch winding down because it launched on March 3rd of 2017. It is February 24th right now. And next week is when it's finally going to be a year old. So this is just the first year, going through the motions, the high, settling down again, and then you're going to see it go over again. So hopefully we're going to see maybe a direct or maybe some sort of announcement for the 1 year anniversary. I know there's speculation about other things. I'm not sure if it's on the news burst. If it's not, then we'll go ahead and talk about it later. And I'll ask you what you think about it.
It is not, but you can talk about it.
Yeah, but I'll talk about it once we get there. But yeah, it's just think of it as Nintendo closing on that very first year for the Switch.
We shall see. I am a little bit worried, but I am still hopeful that I get my Pikmin and Mario and Luigi's Mansion this year. But I have to give credit. Nintendo did deliver for me last year. It hurt my Platinum account. It's hurting right now. I haven't platted anything this year. So that's, I tell you how good the Switch has been. Anyway, but with that said, let's take that on the side. Congratulations, Breath of the Wild. a quick question that I wanted to bring in this hot topic is, with all the awards that Zelda is winning, Breath of the Wild is winning, do you feel that this is the greatest Zelda game of all time?
Well, I'll say that I'm not ready to say it is the greatest Zelda game of all time, but it seems like the game is doing what Ocarina of Time did when it came out. Like Ocarina of Time presented like an open world type 3D game for the first time, where you had the 2D side scroller game, so you had like over the top. Like this was the first time that you were able to get like a majestic view of what a fantasy game could be, and like action adventure fantasy type game. And I believe Breath of the Wild is doing that once again when it comes to open world and how to inhabit that world and make it feel like it is alive. So I'm not ready to say it is better than Ocarina of Time, or that Ocarina of Time is better, because nostalgia is one of the factors that plays for Ocarina of Time. It makes you feel more for that game than for Breath of the Wild. But at the same time, Breath of the Wild is newer. It's with you now, and it's the one that you remember the most. So maybe that makes you feel like this one is better than the other one. So it's really hard to say. It's kind of like I say in basketball. It's difficult. It's difficult comparing players from different eras. So you probably just have to keep it in those eras, and that's what I believe we have to do for Breath of the Wild and Ocarina of Time. But I believe that or Breath of the Wild is doing what Ocarina of Time did in how it's motivating and changing how people do open world games. So, and that's something that we're gonna see once we see more of those games coming out.
Yes, Michael Jordan is still the greatest basketball player of all time. Anyway, for me, I see it this way. So to me, Ocarina of Time is still one of the greatest games of all time, because the revolution that it had at that time, Caleones, was, I think, way bigger impact than what Breath of the Wild did. Breath of the Wild did well was creating an environment that you could explore, that you could get lost, the discovery, like being a kid again, right? But admittedly, it's not innovative. There's a lot of open world games who have done the same thing, not as polished as Zelda Breath of the Wild, but still with the same concept. And if you think about it, Breath of the Wild just took the concepts of Skyrim, Witcher, and stuff like that, and made it their own, right? But
yeah, but you can say that all of those games took that concept from the very first Legend of Zelda on the NES, which a lot of Breath of the Wild has did come out from the original Zelda. If you start to see how they went through the development, how they created the game, and if if some of the people saw how Nintendo developed it, they're gonna see that pretty much the map from the original Zelda, it's how they used it to create this one, including the 2D models, which is how they first created the world that Breath of the Wild inhabited.
That's fine. I'm just saying that it's not. We've seen it enough times, so it's not as innovative as Ocarina of Time when it did it. That's what I'm saying, right? So to me, that's why Ocarina of Time is still, to me, the more innovative game of all the Zelda games, right? So to me, innovation-wise, Ocarina of Time takes the cake. Story-wise, I still feel the Skyward Sword is the best story of all the Zelda games. A lot of people hate that game because of the motion controls, but play it for the story, and it's the closest you got to Zelda being an RPG, like a story, good story, and take you through. Go ahead, Kalina.
And there's a pretty good chance that people will get to play it on the Switch. So we'll see what happens.
Hopefully, I want people to revise that game, because revisionist history could help that game out coming out again. Because the story to me of Skyward Sword, I was invested in that game. Yeah, the motion controls could have taken out, but there was some good stuff, and I didn't suffer as much as other people on the motion control. So I swung the Wii mode like it needed to be, in my opinion. Fought the boss fights like it needed to be, and I had a good time. The game could have been a little bit harder though, so it was too easy sometimes. And to me, Breath of the Wild is the Zelda that I had the most fun with, right? So what I mean with that, I spent over 300 hours on Zelda. We're back. I spent over 300 hours on Zelda. That tells you that I like this world enough to play that much time in the game. So I have to give credit where credit's due. So to me, that's how I see it. I'm like you. I'm not saying it's the greatest Zelda game of all time, but if I divide it, the most innovative is still Ocarina. The most story-driven, best story-driven Zelda is Skyward Sword, and then the most fun I had with a Zelda game is probably Breath of the Wild. So, anything to add, Caleones?
We pretty much covered that one.
Yep. Okay. Let's finish hot topics because we got one more. We're already 25 minutes in, but we got one more hot topic to discuss, Caleones. What is that?
Okay, and this is gonna be one where, I really wonder what the people on the chats and other people feel about it. But it is because Nintendo is gonna start allowing users to do reviews for the games on the Nintendo eShop. So now, that's something that they weren't allowed before, and for people that they're already used to it with when it comes to Metacritic, or if you go to Walmart or Best Buy website and Amazon or places like that, then you can see a game. You can see that it has user reviews, but the eShop didn't have that before. Now it's going to have it. Is it a good idea? Is it not? Are you happy that Nintendo's doing it, or what do you think is going to happen?
So I'm okay with the idea. I'm really okay with the idea. That gives you better chances to not buy games like, what was that troll game called? The first shovelware for the Switch. You got it on or everything, right? My Troll and I, whatever it's called. That game.
Yeah, Troll and I.
Yeah.
Yes.
So anyway,
it is still not as bad as the Life of Black Tiger. Okay.
That's true. I guess I'll ask Sony and Nintendo to put them face to face and see who's the shittiest game of all time. Anyway, with that said, I think that helps having reviews. Every company has that. That's why I believe that the Nintendo Switch was cooked up a little bit too fast because of the Wii U failures, and there's a lot of features that are missing. There are standards in the Xbox and PlayStation, and and Steam, give you an example, and giving reviews to games is a standard. So having this coming in for the Switch is good news. Finally, you can review, and the good games could come up. Hopefully Nintendo will have a section like best review games of the week, best reviews games of all time, stuff like that you can find the good stuff, and games possibly may not get lost, Caleones, because if you have a good game to sell, the reviews come in. Your game will sell, and now is the time to sell them on the Switch since it is not full of crap like PSN or Steam or stuff like that, right? So take advantage of it, bring the good games, and hopefully it will bring up games like I forgot this, well, like Ghost Story, stuff like that people may not forget that are really well received. Celeste, which is another well received game, stuff like that could come up. And again, Nintendo has been treating indie developers like AAA developers. So hopefully this helps them bring more indie, and again, good indie. The seal quality control. Keep that. Don't let your eShop turn into a pile of crap, like other companies allow it to. So
Steam,
yeah, Steam is the worst one of all of them. But anyway, your thoughts, Caleones?
Okay, about like you said, the games that are going to benefit the most are the more obscure type of games, the indie games, the ones that don't get that much coverage when it comes to it. So those are going to be the ones that benefit from those reviews. Usually, if people review those games, most of the time it is good reviews, favorable reviews for those. So hopefully that will help them get more attention, and at the same time, trust me, I'm probably gonna do it. I'm not sure, but even for review websites that are not as big as other ones, they can probably take advantage of it and post their reviews on the site, and hopefully that's gonna get people that read those reviews to go back and read more reviews from those smaller websites that are Nintendo centric type. But I also can see that there's going to be a lot of trolls. For example, if this had been available last year, when Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild ended up getting a higher Metacritic score than Horizon Zero Dawn, a lot of people would have gone over to the website, try to put Breath of the Wild down. But again, that's not really going to affect the AAA games, like the big games like those. It's not really going to affect it. You're going to see a bunch of people, creating new accounts just so they can give a
So,
zero to the
Caleones, I
game.
think what you said is easily fixable. So sorry, I don't agree with you there because what Nintendo could do is that only allow reviews if you own the game.
Mhm.
So you can easily Nintendo can easily do that based on your systems and when you connect online. So I think they can do it that way. I don't think Nintendo environment, and I'll say this, it's less attracted to trolls. And like I said, like with the Wii U's Miiverse, right? I didn't saw that many trolls in there. So I don't agree with that. I understand where you're coming from, but I think that's easily fixable by Nintendo saying, oh, let me look at your games played. Oh, you own Zelda Breath of the Wild. Okay, you're allowed to review it. If you don't own
Yeah.
it, then you're not allowed to
Well,
review it. So.
I mean, to clarify, we don't know if that's how Nintendo's going to do it. We just know that they are allowing people to do the reviews. Maybe it's going to be on the website where everybody can log in and do the review for the game,
Yeah, that would be better.
or they can have like a Nintendo Network ID or a Nintendo account, tied into it,
That's
so they
the way to do
know.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. So if they do it that way, then yes, they can go ahead and control and make sure that whoever's reviewing it has played the game. And that's easy because if whenever you connect with the Switch and you're connected online to a game, you already sending the information that that game is on your system, and if you buy it on the eShop, even more so. So if they do it that way, then yeah, they can eliminate a bunch of trolls going in and giving low scores. But like I was saying, it's not really going to affect the big games. It's going to help out the smaller games to get more coverage and get more exposure. So those are the ones that are going to benefit the most when it comes to it.
Yep, I agree. And with that said, Caleones, we're done with hot topics, and I still don't have a sound bite. But I do want to say, whoever subscribed just now, I appreciate it. 414. We did turn 400 just the other day, so I do appreciate that.
Yeah, I want to say a drink to everybody.
Yeah,
And
water.
This
water.
This is it's Sprite.
It's Sprite. Yeah, of course. You haven't drank alcohol ever. Anyway, I will say though that we do have something big planned that we've been saying that we're doing. So me and Caleones, we promise we're gonna sit down this week. We're gonna record the announcement, and then we're gonna do it. We're just gonna do it. We've been sitting on our ass like Caleones owes me Despacito. We've been sitting on our ass with the announcement of celebrating what was originally 200 subscribers. Now we're at 400 subscribers.
It's not our fault. We're getting subscribers faster than we thought it would be possible for us, which we're small. We're not like the big timers. So thanks to everybody that has subscribed. If you're here and you haven't subscribed, please do so.
Subscribe or die.
Sorry. Yeah, we had a goal of getting to 500 by the end of this year, but thankfully we're almost there by the end of February. So let's try to make it 1,000 by the end of the year. So hopefully,
let's make it 1,000. But with that said, we'll make that announcement. You guys will enjoy it, we promise. And then it's basically a tournament. So you guys are gonna have a lot of fun. Let me put it that way. But with that said, let's go to Newsburst. So Caleones, it's time for Onuma's Newsburst. I still don't have the soundbite. So Caleones, what is the first piece of news? And we have to hit it fast because we're already 30 minutes in. Oh my God.
Okay, so going with the first one, and we're going back over to the eShop, and it's basically that in Europe, Nintendo has been accused of illegally denying refunds on eShop pre-orders. So basically, it seems like you pre-order a game in Europe, you want to cancel the pre-order, but you can't really get a refund. So once you pre-order it, it seems like you stay stuck with the game. You have to go through a bunch of hoops. Just to talk to somebody and try to get that refunded, but they're not making it easy for the people. So hopefully they're going to do a better job with this. People do have the right to pre-order a game and cancel if they want to. The best example for this is with the Xbox One. A lot of people pre-ordered Sea of Thieves, but they actually canceled the pre-order once they knew that the game was going to be available with the Game Pass. So you need to let the people order the game, and if they want to cancel it, just let them cancel it, and don't make it hard for them, Nintendo.
Yeah, nothing much to say. Need to figure it out, but let me defend Nintendo a little bit here in the sense that every company, you have to go through hoops sometimes to cancel sometimes that is digital.
It's not just Nintendo.
Same with Steam, same with Sony. Xbox, I think, is the easier. So I'm going to give them props where props is due for Xbox. But they still, you have to jump a lot of hoops. So Nintendo's not the only one. Well, I don't suffer with this because if I buy a game, I buy physical. And if I'm going to buy something digitally, online, I don't understand why you pre-order digital games. I never got that, never understood it. The game is going to be there when you order it. It's going to get downloaded. You can wait a couple of minutes. You can order it the next day if you're sure you're going to get it. If you pre-order physical games, okay, I may understand a little bit that because you may get a collector's edition or something like that. Okay, that makes sense. But a digital game? Really?
No,
really?
For most of the people, the game launches at midnight. You're gonna be in bed sleeping. At least for the older folks like us. So you want to make sure that whenever you wake up, that you want to wake up in the morning and the game has already downloaded. So it's a pretty good way to get it preloaded on there. But that's about it.
Whoa.
But yeah.
Oh, you're gonna save a couple of hours. Oh my God! I don't get it. But anyway, move on. It's news.
Our time is counted. Our time is counted. Come on.
Yeah, that's fine.
But moving on to the next one is Nintendo has been ranked as the number 18 company on the world's most innovative companies in the world. And this is from Fast Company's top 50 list. For example, Nintendo made it number 18. Activision was number 38. And this is just Nintendo once again. I guess it's a mixture of the Nintendo Switch, the hybrid nature, things like the Nintendo Labo, and things like that is helping Nintendo be on the forefront when it comes to video game companies and being above the most innovative in the world.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. Going over to the next one, the Nintendo Switch sells 39,000, and the Nintendo 3DS sells 10,000 copies in Japan, and this is from the latest for last week. So Monster Hunter World was number one with 85,000 copies sold. Secret of Mana released on the PS4 with 36,000, and Splatoon 2 is number 3 with 21,000, having already sold more than 2 million copies when it comes to the Nintendo Switch games in Japan. So aside from those, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was number 6, and Mario & Rabbids Kingdom Battle number 10, and it's already sold 142,000 physical copies in Japan. So the game is selling pretty well over there. Moving on to the next one, the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild has sold 1 million units in Japan. So Dantes was already talking about that and how the Legend of Zelda games normally don't sell that well in Japan, but Breath of the Wild has surpassed it, the 1 million mark, and this tells you about the quality of the game and how it's been received all around the world. So, congratulations to Nintendo, and hopefully it's going to continue selling many, many more. It still needs to surpass, I believe it's Twilight. Is it Twilight Princess or?
Yeah, Twilight Princess.
Yeah, it's the best-selling one. So I'll say before the end of this year, Breath of the Wild will be the best-selling Zelda game ever in Japan.
Yep.
Moving on to the next one, the Nintendo Switch was the January's best-selling platform in unit sales, and this is coming from the latest report for the NPD. So even though Monster Hunter World released and it was the best-selling game, but Nintendo still was able to maintain the number one slot when it comes to systems sold. The PlayStation had the best revenue when it came to sales, but the Switch was the best-selling system for the month. I'll say just it was a little surprising. I thought that it wasn't going to be up there because they had already sold most of the systems during the month of November and December for the holidays. I thought it was going to take a step back in January, but it was still able to maintain the number one slot on that one.
The only thing I'm going to say is congratulations to all three, honestly, because what I've read is that it was a really close race between all three systems. So
yeah, it was only 3% separated all three of them.
Yeah, so there's never been. I think I've never seen a close race ever. Switch was 1, PlayStation was 2, and Xbox was 3. But the separation between 1 and 3 was really small. So, hey, congratulations to all 3. Seems like people are still picking up the Xbox One X. PlayStation, it's doing well. Again, revenue being number 1 in revenue means that's what Sony needs right now. Revenue, trust me. And then again, Nintendo maintaining that lead, which is good. That shows well that Switch has been being able to keep the momentum. And that's why it's going to be interesting, to your point, reaching 1 year in March. We'll see how they keep the momentum for year 2.
Okay, and continuing with the NPD numbers. So we have the list, and I'm just going to say the top 10 games for the month. Monster Hunter World was number 1. Dragon Ball FighterZ was number 2. Call of Duty World War II was number 3. Then PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds number 4. Grand Theft Auto 5 was number 5. NBA 2K18 number 6. Super Mario Odyssey number 7. Woo. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild number 8. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe number 9, and Madden NFL 18 number 10. And keep in mind that when it comes to the Nintendo games, they don't report digital sales, they only report physical sales. So those could have, I guess, potentially ranked higher on the list if they were reporting the digital sales. But overall, great sales for the Nintendo games and for all the games overall. And we see PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, it keeps climbing as well. But something of note that I wanted to mention, I know that people are saying that Monster Hunter World was only going to sell well on the PS4 and not necessarily on the Xbox One. But Monster Hunter World was actually the best-selling game on the Xbox One, with PUBG coming in at number 2. So that was surprising, and we're going to talk about that more on next week's Force In Unison Live on next Tuesday at 9:30 p.m.
Cheap plug, but continue, I guess.
So
leave the ship plugs to me. No, go ahead. Keep going.
I wanted to try that out. Sorry. But moving on to the next one, EA announced the Burnout Paradise remastered game and announced it for the Xbox One and for the PlayStation 4. But when it comes to the Nintendo Switch, they stated that we have nothing to announce there. Basically, the game will become available on March 16 for the PS4 and Xbox One. But once again, when it comes to EA games, for the most part, the Nintendo Switch is left waiting. And on this one, it seems like it's going to be another one that won't come in.
No, it's not going to get it. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know why Nintendo fans even care at this point about EA. I was like,
I don't know why he named his. I don't know why he named his son Luigi if he wasn't going to be supporting Nintendo.
Yeah, sure.
But moving on, the UK charts have been released. And Bayonetta 2 has arrived at number 5 on the list. I just want to say that when it comes to the UK, Nintendo games don't really sell as well over there as they do in Japan or at the US. But Bayonetta is a brand new game and it's coming in at number 5. So that was, I believe, a pretty good ranking for the game. We still have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It came in at number 9 on the list as well. But I'll say, so far so good. I don't know, the sales for Bayonetta 2 in Japan weren't as high as people wanted them to be, but hopefully in between Europe and the US, those sales are going to be picking up.
Okay. Yep. I mean, to say quickly, congrats on Bayonetta selling so well in UK, but I believe that, we talked, it's not going to be a big seller. I think Bayonetta 3, it should be the one. It's the one that needs to sell really well for Nintendo to continue with Bayonetta. So,
okay, so moving on to the next one, and this is, I'll say, a little strange because I still cannot picture it in my head how this is gonna be. But a new Sonic movie has been announced for release on
competing
November
against
15th.
Mario. It's back to the Sega days. Sega.
Yeah. I mean that's what I said last week, and I was just talking about it via Twitter. I believe the best thing out of this is that we're finally going to have once again Mario and Sonic against each other, and not on one of those Olympic games. Yeah, not on the Olympics. So it's going to be at the on the silver screen competing against each other. But
Yeah, Mario has
said,
that one in the bag. I'm sorry. That one's too easy, dude. Come on. It's going to be like a spanking. Let me put it that way. Go ahead.
But this one's going to be with Paramount Pictures, that are going to be helping, produce the movie. We don't really have any more details or anything. Oh, and I want to say, Superstar 349, thank you for subscribing. And hopefully you can stick around and ask any questions. Hey, Dantes, make sure you say hey to the man. He's saying hey on the chat room, okay?
But you said hey. I don't know what else you want me to do. I'm manning the controls. I'm manning everything here. I can't multitask that much. Come on, man.
I want to make sure that you don't forget to acknowledge. I mean, 2 acknowledgements is better than 1, okay?
Yo, Superstar 349, thank you for joining us tonight here at Force. Well, it was here at Get In and Get Out Nintendo podcast. I want to say Force In Unison Live. Go ahead, Caleones.
Okay, so basically, is there anything else that you have to say about the Sonic movie?
Nope. It's gonna get spanked.
I mean, how do you see it? Is it gonna be live action? Is it gonna be
no live action? Movie? No, no, it's CG. No live action. I don't want to see a porcupine just trying to run really fast. No.
It was kind of funny because Kotaku they published. The article talking about Sega making a movie for Sonic, and they had what seemed like a teenager dressed as Sonic. So it was. I can only imagine just making a live movie. But before we keep thinking about that and everybody else, moving on to the next one. The new Super Mario Odyssey update has been released, and now everybody can play the Luigi's Balloon World. I know it's not Super Luigi's Odyssey, but at least we're finally getting Luigi in the game. Something that I did see, and it's pretty good, is that depending on what costume Mario has on whenever he goes on to Luigi actually has different things to say based on each one. So if you play the game, and if you see Luigi, just go ahead and try all these, those different costumes, just so you can see the different things that Luigi is gonna say. Some of those were actually pretty funny. So just try it out. But at least we finally have Luigi on there.
Yeah.
Not the way you want to, but still.
No. But yeah, good for Luigi, hanging with balloons. Go for the next one, Caleones.
Okay, so we had the Black Panther movie releasing last week. It's killing it at the box office, and we actually found out that Ryan Coogler, the director of Black Panther,
and Creed too. Come on, and Creed, great movie. I love Creed. Anyway, go ahead.
Yes, very. If you haven't seen it, go see it. Great movie. But he is addicted to the Nintendo Switch and Stardew Valley. How much is he addicted to the game? He is so addicted to Stardew Valley on the Switch that he hasn't even played The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild yet, because he just can't stop playing Stardew Valley on the Switch. So yes, he loves the Nintendo Switch, and it's for for people that are on the movies, like sports teams and things like that. You can take it with you anywhere. So when you're having a downtime, you can take it out, play, and that's what's helping people that are normally busy doing other things. So yeah, he doesn't have to go into his trailer just to enjoy it. He can.
I'm laughing. I'm sorry, but random gaming channel said there's only like 5 white people in that movie. I don't know if you counted them. Good for you. I don't know how many there were. I did not count. I knew that there was the token white guy in the movie, which was Agent Ross, but aside from that, I didn't saw anyone else.
And he's not even American; he's British. But yeah, I'll say this: the movie takes place for the most part in Africa. I'll say like 90% of the movie takes place over there, so that's why you'll see a lot of African tribes. So it's justified, but yes, I do understand that. It's
all good. Random Gaming Channel just made a joke. It's still funny, but it's good. I think Ryan Gosling is a great director. I love
Ryan Coogler. Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling. That's the actor. Sorry, Ryan Coogler. He's a great director. He did Creed. I love Creed. That was his ticket to Hollywood, basically. And then in this movie, I think he did a really well job representing Black Panther. It was a good movie. I wasn't like a huge fan of it. And to clarify, I love black superheroes too. Like one of my favorite ones is Spawn, but Black Panther, I was never a huge fan even when he was in Marvel. So it just depends on the character in this case. But still, pretty good movie. And again, for Ryan to play Switch, it's just a good thing to show people why the Switch is a hit. When you have celebrities now playing the Switch and showing it off and saying, "Oh, I'm addicted to doing this and doing that,"
Yeah, and no, I know this is not Nintendo paying him to say that.
No.
This is actually coming out from him. Okay.
What's up, Evans? Welcome to the chat. Anyway, keep going, Caleones, with the next one.
Okay, so the next one is about Mega Man Legacy Collection 1 and 2. It finally has a release date, and it's coming out on May 22nd for the Nintendo Switch. And as far as we understand, the game is going to have both of the titles included on there, but they're going to be, I guess, available as individual digital downloads on the Nintendo eShop. On the physical copy is going to be a cartridge and a digital download for the game. But I'm glad that they're not selling them separately, that they're going to be together as one collection. So at least it's something better that Capcom is doing. So hopefully they're going to continue treating people like this when it comes to the Switch. Yeah. And I'm not surprised that it came out this way, because that's the same thing that they did with Resident Evil Revelations 1 and 2. So they did it the same way.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, moving on to the next one. And we have, this is more game releases. The Lost Child is heading to the Nintendo Switch, and it's going to come out this summer. It's going to be also available on the PlayStation 4 and Vita, but they haven't really said when the game is going to be coming out except for summer. So hopefully they're going to have more information on this one.
More RPGs, baby.
Yes. Then we're going to have racing title Trailblazers has been announced for the Nintendo Switch as well. They haven't really specified again when exactly, but that's another game that will be gracing the console. Then we have, and this one is I'm actually really excited about it, the Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm Trilogy is going to be coming out for the Nintendo Switch as well. And as far as this one, again, they haven't really said exactly when it's going to be, the release, but they have confirmed that the game will be released with all the previously available DLC included on there. Then, moving on to the next one, P-Cube and Slampunks announced Moto Dash for the Nintendo Switch, and the game doesn't have a specific release date, but they have announced the different features and that the game will be making its way over. Also, we have Shining Resonance Refrain, which will be coming out for the Nintendo Switch. And finally, A Whole New World coming out for the Nintendo Switch as well. So that one's going to be out on March 1st. So Dantes, that pretty much covers. But there was one thing that I wanted to talk about before. That we were going to cover on the news. So if you want to go ahead and mention it now, and what you think about it.
Go ahead. Tell me, what is that piece of news? Another Miracle Direct coming up?
Well, okay. Well, not Miracle Direct, but there's actually some rumors that there might be a Nintendo Direct to celebrate the first year of the Nintendo Switch, but also that they announced for Nier Automata that on March 3rd they're going to have a special live stream to commemorate the first year of the game, and that they may have an announcement. So the announcement could be that there's additional DLC for the game, that they're working on a sequel, or some people are saying that the game will see a Nintendo Switch release. So what do you think about that?
Stop poor begging, people! Stop poor begging! God! Just stop it. Let it happen. Let it flow. If it's mentioned, Good for you guys. Celebrate it, but stop poor begging. Now, second, about the miracle, their direct. Right now I'm keeping low. Caleones, hype down, destroy. No more hype. We're gonna wait and see if they announce a direct. We here at the Get In and Get Out Nintendo podcast, we will cover it. But anyway, Caleones, is that it with all the news?
Yes, that's it. We've covered everything, and we can head down to
the supermarket, down the street, down in the corner. So, Caleones, if I wanted to know the good, the bad, and the evil games coming out for the Nintendo Switch this week, which is the store I would like to go to?
You'll be going over to the Shigeru Miyamoto's supermarket.
Bing. Go ahead, Caleones.
Okay, so last week we saw the release of games like Bayonetta, Bayonetta 2, and this week we have even more games coming out to the Switch. So among those, we have games like Puzzle Poppers. We have Pool.
Sounds weird, but okay, fine.
It's dogs. We have All Man's Journey. We also have Legacy of Fear. Layers of Fear Legacy. We have Typo Man. We have Superola and the Lost Burgers. Space Cats with Lasers. Radiation Island. Pac-Man Championship Edition 2 Plus.
There you go. I love Championship Edition 1 on the PlayStation 3. I don't know how good this game is, but I'm going to give it a shot. But
okay, so how is the first one, and how do you think it's going to be? Is it going to be like local multiplayer? Is it going to be online multiplayer? How is the game?
The first one was not online multiplayer. It was a single player. You basically beat scores and you compete with scores around the world. But it was intense. It was in the Championship Edition. The original was intense. It maintained those basically those combos, you could call it that way. As you eat the ghosts. The ghosts were strategically placed. It was like the maze was a puzzle. It wasn't like you surviving like the other Pac-Man games. This game was more of a puzzle. You went into the stage and you kind of made your path, so you knew that you could maintain the combo basically. But I loved it. It was frantic. Loved it. I got all the trophies. Even though there was no plat, I still get all the 100% trophies. So it was a fun game. So I know number 2 was not that great. When the reviews came out, the number 1 was everybody was like, oh my god, this is awesome. Number 2 was not that great. But this is the Championship Edition now. So we'll see the things that they fixed, like the original one when Championship Edition came out. That's where that game hit. Maybe Championship Edition 2 will be the game that brings this game to to the masses. So.
Okay, and so to continue, we have Membrane, Hollow, Dragon Sinker, Arcade Archives, Heroic Episode, Ace of Seafood, Neo Geo's Magical Drop 3, Twin Robots, Ultimate Edition, Tokitori 2 Plus, Nintendo Switch Edition, and The Final Station are the games that are releasing this week or have released this week for the Nintendo Switch.
Game of the week, Pac-Man Championship Edition. No doubt, son. Anyway, Caleones, we're out of the store with all our money, but we're ready to end it. Unless you want to say anything else before we end the show.
Well, what I wanted to say is, when it comes to there's a game for the Nintendo Switch called Mulaka. The game won't be launching until March 1st. It's based on a Mexican tribe, and you can kind of think of it as like a Moana for the Mexican people, which they believe on different animals, like spirits and things like that. But so far it's a really fun game. I've been playing it. I've been recording the gameplay, and the embargo for that game is going to be lifted on I think it's at 9 a.m. Monday, this coming Monday, so on the 26th. So on our channel, you're going to be releasing. You're going to see all those videos that are going to be released. I'm also going to do a review of the game for SwitchScore.net. So if you want to, you can go ahead and look forward to the review. But if you're kind of interested in the game, you're going to be able to read the review. You're going to be able to see the gameplay, and you're going to have a whole week to digest it, to see if this is a game that you want to invest your money on and download it. So please look forward to it. Like I said, embargo is going to be lifted this Monday at 9 a.m. and I'm going to be releasing the gameplay videos. And the review for the game.
There you go. Wait for that. So Caleones is releasing that on Xenoblade Mondays. It's still called Xenoblade Monday. Sorry, Caleones. But he will be dropping Mulaka Monday on this Monday.
Monday morning at 9 a.m.
Well, 9 a.m. morning. Guys, be ready for that right here at the Force In Unison Gaming channel. But with that, with the cheap plugs, let's end the show with a little bit of Xenoblade music. Woo! It just feels so good. Anyway,
and before you finish up, I want to say a quick one. Thank you, Lienzo, which are the developer and publisher of the game. Thank you for providing me with a reviewed copy of the game. And I'll go ahead and send the email so you can see what I believe and thought of the game. So yeah, I just wanted to say that quick.
Okay, now we're ready to end it. I want to thank everybody for watching tonight. The Get In and Get Out Nintendo Podcast, episode 35, right here at the Force In Unison Gaming channel. Please remember to subscribe or die, like and comment so you can make these two crazy MFs happy. Also remember, if you don't want to see ugly faces, hey, it's all good. We got a solution for you. Go to SoundCloud and iTunes and download this podcast for free. Rate us over there so you can show us some love. Also, go to the description box below so you can see the full channel schedule. On Monday, we got Xenoblade Mondays. On Tuesdays, we got Force In Unison Live. On Wednesday, we got Streaming Wednesday, where Caleones and Inkling G play a little bit of Splatoon 2. And of course, on Fridays, Toys and More Club presents Minecraft Fridays. And of course, this beautiful, beautiful show on Saturdays. Also, we do have a Facebook page. Go at Force In Unison Gaming. And finally, Dantes, finally, go to Chigaro's News and SwitchCard.net and give some clicks and love to my boy Caleones. With all that said, thank you again, guys. Good night, everybody, and long live Nintendo. See you guys.